interpretation of what and who Jesus or Yeshua or however the people want to call who was because of what happened to Christianity since then. And I think a lot of people are aware that it's quite a complicated mess.
Yes, which we agree. Do you follow a particular religion or no?
No, I do have knowledge of God though, and I do a form of meditation, but I've had experience. I've had quite direct experiences.
Okay.
Can you call you a Gnostic?
Gnostic comes from gnosis.
To know
the word
God.
gnosis, so knowledge comes from that.
Yeah.
And gnosis is inner knowing.
Yeah.
Inner knowing.
It's totally like Sufis.
But then the thing is, what you have is you have the words and the basis of the words and the meaning, and then you have how the words are understood now. Gnostics, how that's taken. How that's taken now, Gnostics
is different.
It's different, because that's been complicated too.
That's fine. But you believe there is God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you believe that's a one God?
I would never say I believe because I know.
But you know, I know as well. That's
I don't
good.
use the word believe.
Okay. But
I have knowledge.
Knowledge.
I have
Okay.
experience.
So, one God? Do you believe in one God?
There's only the creator of everything, all ever was and ever will be.
Okay.
All religions are part of that. Everything is part of that. Good, bad, terrible. All of it is part of God. Everything.
Okay. So, do you believe the Creator, that we agree created all of us, sent revelation to man?
You mean in the Bible?
In the Bible, the Quran, the Torah. I'm not tying you down to one particular messenger, but I'm just saying.
You mean messengers?
No, yeah. Well,
messengers. Anyone. We're all messengers.
Do you believe that the Creator sent revelation? This is what I'm saying. Historically.
I don't know.
Okay. Does it make sense for the Creators to communicate with us?
Well, it makes sense that from an understanding about
and your food.
you have different levels of consciousness. Yeah. So you have different dimensions and different layers of frequency, if you like. The different consciousnesses come. So I think that there are all people.
Yeah.
We cover a multitude of different layers and different consciousnesses. Okay. So I think that there is a strong possibility to the point where I would say that I would believe it, but I don't like using that word.
Okay, no problem.
That people who have access to higher dimensions would come into incarnate into a 3D form to deliver messages. Like we all do. We all have that as part of our.
No problem.
You do as well.
So we have some people.
Yeah.
I think in your words, maybe more spiritually enlightened, possibly.
Okay.
This is what I understood.
That's a good interpretation.
Problem is, in the world we live in, we have, for example, Christianity, we have Islam.
Yeah, we have all these separations.
Yeah. So problem and the issue is they can't be reconciled.
They can. I really think they can.
Okay. Let me.
Islam recognizes Jesus.
Okay.
Not as this, recognize him as a prophet.
Yeah.
Buddhism recognizes Jesus. Hinduism recognizes Jesus.
Okay.
Jesus was supposed to have gone to India and spent a long time.
So I would agree that there are common elements.
Yeah.
But there are core elements also that do not align. So in Christianity,
that's more to do with political stuff.
Well, it's their theology, whether you agree with it or not. So, for example, the Christians, they believe Jesus. All the major Christian sects, they say Jesus died for their sins. Yeah, and the only way to salvation is by accepting the sacrifice of Jesus. In Islam, you say Jesus did not die for your sins. The only way to get your sins forgiven is turn directly to the one God. Now, these two elements can't be reconciled. One is correct, one is not. Same with Hinduism, for example. Hinduism, they believe multiple gods. Islam does not. Islam is very strict on this.
Also, Hinduism believes in direct communication with God too.
Which is fine.
So there is a connection there because Hinduism is about, the yogic tradition comes into direct enlightenment with and connection with God.
Yeah.
And that is the overarching God. So it isn't actually, it's a misconception.
No, I agree that they ultimately believe in one God,
so,
but it manifested in different forms in a sense.
More like the different aspects,
which the Quran adamantly is against. Yeah. So this is the issue. So they can't all be correct.
No, but they're different cultural things.
But issue is if culture matters when it's from man. Culture does not matter when it's from God. Yeah. So when it's from God, Christians are saying one thing, Muslims are saying one thing, Hindus are saying one thing, Sikhs are saying one thing. Yes, there are elements that coincide, but there are major elements that do not. They can't all be true, especially if it's from God, which we agree would be truth.
But there's human interpretations, human takings of that into their lives.
It's not the practice that I'm disagreeing with, it's the core theology. Whether you manage to practice it or not.
Then?
So our position is, yes, God sent many people throughout history to be prophets. So he sent the people to Israel that we know of, Moses, Abraham. Well, Abraham was before that, but Moses, David, and so on. We also say there were prophets sent to every nation and every people.
Sure.
Now, the last and final messenger was the Prophet Muhammad, and the difference with the Prophet Muhammad was that he was sent for all people. His guidance was for all of humanity. And the core concept is exactly what you believe. Believe in one God, worship him alone. Yeah?
So what's your position then? Is your position that Islam is...
Islam is the only true way, because the Quran says, and which we say from Allah, which I assume you disagree with. Now,
no, I don't. I mean, I think people... The thing is, I think my position is that I think people have different ways of getting to the same place. So if you like, there are many doors with different things on them. And after you go through the doors, if you're going through a good door, there are no more doors. There are no more doors because it's contact with divine energy and divine source and whatever you want to call it, God, Allah, whatever. So my position is people can do that. There are many different ways to that. I don't mind what people.
But then there's a problem. For example, if you're a Hindu, you believe in reincarnation. Yeah. So this world is not the end all and be all. No. You're gonna get reincarnated. Yeah.
It's very simplistic.
Well, it might. Like I don't want to go too deep into it because obviously there's karma and all this other stuff that's on top of it. But this would fundamentally, in your worldview, would lead you to different actions than if you believe this is the only life.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah.
And this is
it actually gets you because I'm more aligned with Hinduism because I've just spent more time in that, and
no problem.
And the thing that happens when you understand about reincarnation, which is very misunderstood, is that what it does instead of it being that you value your life less, which it's not. It's actually that you see your life in a broader context and you see the lessons you're learning in this life as something that you're here to do. It's something you're here to learn. So everyone is learning different lessons and is in different places to learn those lessons. And then that's part of their karmic imprint, if you like. That's their karmic journey. And once you understand that the soul is eternal, that your soul is eternal, that it actually frees you to live without fear and without somebody without being in fear of your life, which is actually means that you experience your life in a very, very different way, in a very more beautiful way. So, it's nice to talk. I've got to go.
Okay, no problem. Sister, do you want to take a copy of the Quran? Okay, no problem. Sorry?
Does he work with you?
Who?